Well, I mean, it's not the way to do it. Right?
Well,
I got lucky.
my story
but-
was very random as well. I never thought I'd be doing this for a living. And today is such an important part of my life. I love the work as well, but it was also very random. Basically, I was still a SendGrid. It was my fourth role there, and I was basically running the West Coast side of our startup program. And a funders club, FCVC, they were looking for someone to actually help them do investor relations and community building with the LPs. So they got in touch with me for that through a recruiter. And it was very similar to you. I was like, oh, this seems interesting. I mean, I get along with, the folks at Techstars and Bessemer and Foundry Group that invested in us there. I enjoy aspects of the business of venture capital, but never thought that I would make that an important part of my life. And when we scheduled the meeting and I started learning and researching more and more, something clicked for me. I was like, wow, actually, I think that I can be very good at this if I have enough discipline and luck and I try my best. So instead of having just an informational call, usually when get into something, I'm very obsessed about it. And I basically talked to over 35 different CEOs, wrote 2 investment memos for them, and I would get the founders to share information with me on the premise of, under the assumption that's like, look, I'm interviewing for a role in a VC firm. Share this info with me under the base of trust, and if that goes well, it'll be in front of these investors. They're great. They seeded these nice companies such as Coinbase and Instacart. Maybe they could also seed you. And I was having all these calls. I wrote them. They were blown away. They were like, who is this maniac that, basically just wrote these memos, found these things. And they created a role for me. They weren't hiring for an associate. So I'm very grateful for Boris and Alex at that time and Jared, for putting it all together and trusting me. And then I want to ask you this question as well. For me, there's also a moment where, you're starting in venture capital and you have all sorts of insecurities, right? Oh my God, how can I win? What am I going to do? It seems so competitive. It's all impossible, right? Like Sequoia.
To this day.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. You wake up every day, you're at war, first with yourself and then with the rest of the world. And then you got to find peace during the day. So, but basically I was like, all right, how am I even going to succeed? And I remember, they said, look, like you have 3 months to source a deal, otherwise you're fired. Wow. Fortunately, I did Pipefy as the first investment, and then Rappi as the second one, both at the seed level. So you want to get lucky, right. And you want to get lucky early.
Yeah.
But the minute that it clicked for me, John, was when I started interacting with all these people that I thought were fucking great. All these amazing firms and these folks that present so well, and I just realized that there's such a significant amount of the industry that is based upon lies and entitlement, and they just don't do the basics of like following on their word and promises and just showing up on time. The ones that are at the top,
I couldn't agree more with that.
Like the ones that are at the top, they are maniacs at that. They get back to you. They're always on it. Like they're just so professional. So it's like, oh, there's an opportunity. And then when I saw that I could, if I really applied myself, I could, hopefully one day, make the Hall of Fame. I was like, all right, I'm going to do this for like in a pretty serious way.